Hello and welcome to Ethan's Guitar Room. Today I'm searching Facebook Marketplace for anything interesting. Whether it's weird, cool, interesting, or stupid, I picked out some listings that caught my attention, so make sure you like this video and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And let's take a look at Facebook's finest. The first listing, I know what you're thinking. Why did I show you a picture of 5 Bibles and 4 candles? But if you look in the foreground, you will see a guitar. At first glance, this looks like a Telecaster, but if you look at it a little bit longer, you'll probably notice the headstock just doesn't match. That is because this is a vintage Gibson Epiphone Telecaster. Epiphone made this. It's called the T310, T310. Epiphone made these for a few years. It caught my attention because I had never seen one of these before, but apparently they made a Tele with a Gibson hockey stick shaped headstock. And for only $250, it really doesn't seem too bad for something you don't see every day. By the way, the location I picked for my search was Boston, Massachusetts, just because I figured there'd be a lot of listings. And I was right. Up next is another Epiphone, a 1962 Epiphone Olympic. This is kind of like a Gibson melody maker. This one has an ABR style bridge. My guess is this was probably added because the melody makers either had a wrap tail or a really bad tremolo system. I'm not sure if you can call this a headstock. It looks a little more like a buttstock. It did have a break that has been repaired. And I don't know what this ring, I'm guessing this is from one of those, like the back protectors that you can put on a guitar. That's my guess. And there's the ugly. This is obviously a homemade hack job to fit a humbucker into the bridge position. Looks like they may have unintentionally done a weight relief job as well. But luckily that all gets hidden under the pickguard, so it doesn't look too ugly, I guess. This has a terminal to hook up a 9-volt battery. According to the description, this has an active boost fuzz, which would explain what this extra switch would be. I've always thought the Gibson melody makers were kind of cool, so this caught my eye. And because this is an Epiphone Olympic, not a Gibson melody maker, it's like half the price. I think it'd be cool to own one. Here's a decision I don't really get. If you're going to sell a guitar, what makes you think, I have this really great spot outside, there's some gravel and firewood, and I think we can throw the guitar in there and take some pictures? I don't understand that. Up next, this is, I believe, a 1932 Gibson bucket bass or something. I'm kidding. They call this a homemade bass guitar fiddle. It measures 76 inches tall and 26 inches wide, so this is like the size of a double bass. A really interesting choice here. But I guess it works. If you have an old metal bucket, it has a very high-tech nut. Fretless, obviously. I'd be curious to hear what this sounds like. I just can't see this being very loud. I assume this is a tensioner to keep the strings from folding the neck in half. 26 inches wide, 75 inches tall. They're also very creative using like a wooden spoon as the nut. For $100, this could be yours. Another vintage guitar, a 1965 Gibson SG Jr. Had a trapeze tailpiece, you can tell by the 3 holes here, that was removed, which is pretty common on these guitars. The headstock looks a little rough, but there's no break on the heel, and the rest of the guitar looks pretty nice. Some minor things, but considering this is a 60-year-old guitar, says this is completely original except the missing vibrola. Also replaced the bridge. Comes with a hardshell case. And also for $3,500, this is a pretty fair asking price for one of these. I would also like to own a 65 SG Jr. We have some wonderful Fender Stratocaster Telecaster tuners, 1960s. I guess if you're restoring one or you have a broken tuner and you need all original pieces, that's cool, but $650 for some tuners. Here's a really cool Chibson. At first glance, this just looks like a really nice R9, like a Murphy Lab R9. Up for sale is a Chibson Ace Frehley 59 guitar. It has a Murphy-style aged look to it that was actually really nicely done, and it's an excellent made guitar. It does look very nice. Oh, they even faked an autograph and a number. I think that's where I draw the line. I get it, it's a Chibson, not a real Gibson, but it looks pretty cool. And for $400 to have a guitar that looks like a 59 reissue Murphy Lab, kind of cool. This is another thing I don't understand. If you have somebody paint something on your guitar, good luck selling that. Like, the only way I would use this is if I had it refinished first. And for a Les Paul Studio at $750 to then have it refinished, like, you might as well just buy a brand new Les Paul Studio. But I guess if you are a Sylvester the Cat fanatic, it's your lucky day. Here's a guitar for you. If they didn't paint that on it, this would be a completely different story. There's also something weird going on with the knobs. I can't quite tell. Okay, we have a skull. These two just look like plain gold knobs and then a black knob. But the neck pickup is not there, I believe. Wired for one pickup. Yeah. Interesting styling choices, Ed. To be honest, this is exactly what I was looking for on Facebook. And the last one, this is kind of cool, actually. Looks like an old briefcase or suitcase or something that was turned into a guitar. Nice little amp to go with it. This little number tag, using that as your switch plate, is kind of cool. It looks like whoever built this knew what they were doing. This is like a cigar box guitar, just a little bit nicer. Custom headstock. Hand-shaped slotted head neck by Calbrand design. 23.5-inch scale, so a little small. I don't know what this spring is. Oh, maybe that's what it is. It's the piezo pickup. The wire for that running into the bridge. Which explains the electric / acoustic, I guess. Yeah. That would make sense. It's listed for $1, but it says has $1,500 worth of high-end parts. Serious offers only. Wonder if he would take 2. Just kidding. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you were entertained by this at all, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to like the video. And if you come across any weird Facebook guitar listings, post a link to that in the comments. I'll take a look. And then maybe I can do another video like this using your inputs. If you'd like to support the channel, you can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/EthansGuitarRoom. And I also have a website now with some guitar merch. That is ethansguitarroom.com. And before you go, you should check out this video where I bought and reviewed some super cheap Amazon pedals.